Really liked our practice today. I mean, one of the best ones we've had all year. Guys offensively really starting to come together. Defensively had a good solid day. Worked on tackling a lot, worked on assignments, but just those young guys are coming on. You see those freshmen, it's finally clicking in their head, adding depth to what we got, adding more just consistency. Even a receiver, at running back, at defensive end, even up on the O-line, some of those young guys. Tight, I mean, just everywhere, D-linemen. You know, I mean, you're starting to, you know, they were here and they're talented, but now they're figuring out what to do and how the tempo of the games go and all that. And then very excited about where the depth and where we're going right now. I like the practice today. Now we got to go again and do it tomorrow, but I think we're heading in the right direction. Very positive day. Questions?
Can some of those young guys getting in games and making a catch or making a difference, can it help them understand the consistency?
Well, here? And it just, all right, I'm validated, I can play. But then being out here now for 2 months, basically, and how the tempo of practice is and how we're trying to push it to. And then after every week, you know, the thing with them young guys, they do it, okay. Like in high school, you used to, I got a week off, it's an easier, you know what I mean? It's every week you got to grind that out. It's a learned process, and then the consistency with assignments. But the more they get on that field, the more success they have, the more hungry they get, and then the better they get.
Have they hit any stretches where, you know, it's just becoming a long season for them?
Oh, no doubt. They've already hit them. They hit those out of camp. That's why you're waiting for them to rebound back. They'll hit them at the end of camp, first couple weeks of the season. Those freshmen, you've hit that wall, and you're starting to see a lot of them now. Okay, I get this. Now I got my breath. I can go, and you're starting to take off.
Is there any part of you that's anxious to see those guys make plays late in the game? Like, did you know that they were capable of doing that?
Oh, I knew they're capable. I wouldn't have recruited them.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, you knew when is it going to click? When can the assignments? When can you line up? Because sometimes you got to be careful. For every play or two they make, they bust plays. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, they give up big plays too, but that's where that consistency is really coming in, and the more we're getting them in practice, the more we're getting them in the game. Just very happy, and we need them to come on. Always do.
Have you liked what you've seen out of the tackle drills on defense?
Yes, I did.
This week?
Guys, we had a lot of space tackling drills. Guys, athletically moving better and stepping on toes, and and getting had some guys too that weren't as healthy in that game. I think will be healthier this game.
Was Casher on the bike at the beginning of practice?
Yes, he banged up his shoulder. So from the game, he hurt it in the game. If you remember, he got hurt at the end of that game last week.
And then Carlos came off in a non-contact jersey.
Yeah, been banged up. Them backs, I protect them backs during the week. After they get banged and bruised and you carry the ball that much, you ain't getting hit during the week.
How have the two Marios done first couple days back?
Really good. I mean, Mario, you saw him right there. He just broke a run down the sideline.
Oh, we didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all was over here. Or that was right at the end, right there. I thought y'all were already here. Yeah. And Mario, they practiced. I mean, they were good to go today. Had no effects from anything.
What would that do to your defense to have Mario such a stabilizing force?
Well, it does. I mean, because you can have him at the end, you can have him at the 3, play those young guys at the end. You can move around, add some more depth. And then the leadership, he's really starting to emerge as a leader.
Eddie's ankle all good?
Oh, yeah. He played up there.
Jimbo.
He cramped up. He had an ankle, but he cramped up bad in that game too. And then, like I say, Mitchell did practice. He banged up from that game.
Jimbo, there's been a little bit of talk about how a team deals with concussions on the sideline. What's Florida State's way? Were you in touch with the doctors?
Oh, they immediately. If there's anything, it comes to me, and hey, it's to them, and then they make the decision when a guy goes back in. It has nothing to do with me. We get that directly to them, and then they either come to me and say it's okay, or there's no chance. Mm-hmm. And we're not, if things get recognized, and you get a guy. Get him off there and they can recognize and see it.
So you have no say? It's all doctors?
No, that's doctor. Has nothing to do with me. No, sir. And I don't want that responsibility. Mm-hmm. And I there's no game or no situation that's ever worth a young man. And then if a coach knows, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't know circumstances of other things and anything. If a coach knows, mm-hmm. A doctor, that's his expertise. Mine is coaching football.
But sometimes it might be hard to see. Like that kid on Michigan the other day, he stumbled for a second, but maybe the coaches didn't see it.
You're right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you're looking at a play sheet. Sometimes you're looking off. That can happen very easily. People say, "Oh, did you see that?" No, I was watching that guy on that player. I was trying to see that. I mean, you know what I mean? That can happen. Very easily. Very easily.
You got a doctor dedicated to just that, don't you, on the sidelines?
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. One of the best in the business. We got him to TOC down here. In,
Blankenship, is that his name?
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's one of the top guys in the business.
Coach Doran issued a
That was something we wanted to make sure of because I want have the best for these guys and an expert that's been through it.
Coach Doran issued an apology. Did they
we talked? Yeah, we did. We emailed each other, and I wasn't mad at him. Dave and I have always gotten along great. He's a great guy. He's a super guy, and competitors after a game, you're hard fought. You have a chance to win a game. Those things happen. As coach, we all say things. We say, and the players, you always apologize. That's part of this game and the emotion that goes with it. And he wrote an email, and I wrote one back. And he's a great guy. And I'll tell you what, they got a heck of a football team. He's doing a good job there.
Jimbo, circling back to the return game, you mentioned you guys had missed blocks. Was that strictly just NC State, or has that been going on for much of the year? Guys missing blocks up the middle and everything.
I get some times. Last week was mainly last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly last week.
And the offensive line, you said they played well the other day. Even though 4 of those guys had played together so much, does it take a little time to just kind of gel?
Well, and then the chemistry, and then you get a new center, and then you get a tight end. But still, each year, just because a guy comes back and he's got experience, you got to. Sometimes you're out of you get out of rhythm, even if you're a good guy. You know what I mean? You played all your rhythms off. You know what I mean? You got to get in the flow of the game. I mean, a great example. Why does, for instance, LeBron James win the MVP one year and doesn't the next, and he's still a good player, but maybe didn't play quite to that level. You know what I'm saying? And then if a guy here and there are off and on, it's that way. And he's got to get that chemistry, and you keep playing. That's what I'm excited about in our team. I'm starting to see it in practice. You know, you're starting to see it on the practice field. I saw it Thursday, Wednesday a little bit. Thursday really good. Friday walkthroughs. Monday, yesterday I saw it. I saw it again today. I just like where we're going right now. I see it in practice. You know what I mean?
Trey just talked about just how Stork and Barron are different players. How much do their assignments change?
They don't assignment, but maybe you have to change a scheme to help this or do that. And it's like, and when there was certain guards are in the game, when them two are out, we have to do. That's not what they do or how they do things well. You know what I'm saying? And it makes a difference.
It looked like, is Carlos starting to see holes better? I know he was only learning this position for about a year, but
yeah. But again, it's just number of reps, and you get in a rhythm and a flow. And he made some really nice cuts in that game.
Do you call plays differently for different running? Like Devonta Freeman calling it different now?
I mean, what guys see and what they do and what their strengths are. You do it all the time. Routes, quarterbacks, plays. If you're running to a certain guy, you do that a lot.
How hard has it for the offense? How hard has it been to get that offense in a rhythm? It seems like it's just been an odd year. You had the opener, then Citadel, then an off week, then Jameis doesn't play.
Exactly, it has been, and the young guys coming on at receiver. That's where I'm. And at the same time, the 3 games he's played, we have 490, 480, and 5 something. Right. I mean, it's still. And we're still, like I said, still not playing as well as we can play. I mean, I felt we left points on the field last week. You know what I'm saying? But I will never be satisfied. But the rhythm is coming because the depth is coming, and now those other receivers are developing. So certain coverages, how you call a game. Now, if you got that guy one-on-one, good, we'll throw it to him. Other times, if that one-on-one, I don't like that matchup, I may have to call something. I mean, it changes how you call because of what they do on defense, and they can force the ball to different places, things like that. So those guys emerging has made a tremendous, and the depth of running back and in the line. I mean, it's made a big difference.
Saturday, and you didn't even have Pender, but did it feel like you kind of had all your weapons starting to work again?
Yes, I felt very comfortable. Yes.
Did it seem? There was a couple of games ago. I think it was the game where Jameis didn't play. They showed him on the sideline with Bobo, and it was almost like he was encouraging him to go for big plays. Almost like did he need some boosting confidence?
Well, because they all do, because they never went out and done it. I mean, they ain't never done it in prime time when it was on. I mean, he's done it as a backup. You know what I'm saying? Even though those guys are talented, that's why we have a very talented team that are emerging into really good football players right now, and we're starting to grow. And that's why I'm excited that we've been through these battles and been tested, and we haven't played close to our best way, but I didn't think we would yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just very proud of the way they've done it, and they keep getting better now, and now they're on the field. They see it, the consistency, and now they get that confidence now, that, hey, I can go out there and be that guy.
Is the lightweight still on track to play this weekend?
Yes, he's looked good 2 days in a row. I feel good about him right now. Hopefully his foot will feel good after his practice. He's had 2 really good practices.